Welcome to Reseller Recap, where we talk all things reselling across multiple platforms. Join us for real-life discussions on how we crush the elusive work-life balance. Grab a coffee and join us now. Welcome back to another episode of Reseller Recap. You can see I'm missing a couple friends here because everybody is so busy just living their best life, but I'm holding down the fort and I feel like I have the best interview yet. I am so honored to have Caitlin here. Caitlin, thank you for being here. And I have almost 1,000 questions for you, but before we jump into it, she is a multi-million dollar seller on Whatnot, and that's really just the beginning of amazing things that she's done and is doing every day. So we're so happy to have you here. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, y'all. My name is Caitlin. So basically just like a quick rundown of what I do. I'm a live seller on the Whatnot app. I guess technically we would be considered 8-figure because we've done over 10 million in sales. I got into the reselling world when I was really young in middle school, and I would go to thrift stores with my Nana and I would like list stuff on Poshmark. And then it kind of transpired to me taking business classes in high school. I graduated a year early when I was 17. And then that's when I got introduced to the world of live selling. And it completely changed my life. So I went from doing probably about $100 in sales, like just doing listings, and I was like basically about to give up on it too. I was like ready to like consider options. Like I was thinking about doing nursing. I was thinking like there was a bunch of other things I was considering because I was like, well, this can always be my side hobby that I love, but it might not be what supports my lifestyle or the lifestyle I want. And so I happened to stumble across live selling all amongst this time of like, I just graduated early. I skipped my junior year. So I basically went like sophomore to senior. Stumbled across live selling, immediately got into it because I saw other people doing it. And I was like, I love this. I need to do this. Like, this is like my calling. I just felt so like excited about it. So I immediately applied to become a live seller. It was like first they were opening it up to like ambassadors on Poshmark. So I was like a Poshmark ambassador and I like put in my form. They accepted me, scheduled my first show. And then from there, I was doing like 2 to 3 shows every single day. And fast forward now to 2026, I was like 2023. And yeah, I can't be stopped.
Wow. And you really started like, do you feel like you're ahead of the curve for live selling?
Yes and no. I mean, for my age, for sure. But yeah, I guess.
I feel like you saw that opportunity and like you rode the wave, like you came in hot with that, which is
Yeah.
amazing because when it took off, you were like, this is how it's done, you know what to do. That's like such an amazing opportunity just to be like positioned and then you took it.
Yes. And everything that you do, like with getting into successful businesses, is like getting into it early. I feel like that's so important. So I did get into it early, which makes things
Wow.
a lot easier to pave the way and ride the wave, like you said.
Wow. Okay, so not only are you doing Whatnot, but you have to go follow Caitlin on Instagram. She's amazing. Tell us everything because you have like a community. Not only that, but you're like, I don't know if you want to tell personal details, but this
Yeah.
is a big year for you.
I'd love to tell personal details because it's so exciting. And this is like when I filmed a podcast back, I don't know, a couple months ago. I had just found out I was pregnant and I was talking about like how I want to be a young mom and I'm like so excited, but I didn't want to tell people I was pregnant yet. So I'm like out into the world. I have a baby girl on the way.
Oh, I love that. That's so special.
Yeah, so the personal aspect, a lot happening is I got married, having a baby at the end of the summer, and it's a girl, and her name's gonna be Vivian, and so that's all very exciting. And then other big things is just continuing with the business and just like it's crazy. We've got like a whole team of like 10 people that come in every day. We're doing shows every day. I fought very hard during first trimester to continue doing live shows. It was so hard. Anyone that's like had a rough first trimester knows that was probably like impossible, but we did it. And
You also have a
yeah.
community?
Yes. Okay. So other like ventures of like business wise, like, so I do make money from live selling, of course. I also have a wholesale business. So we sell to other live sellers, other resellers. We do 50-piece minimums, 100 pieces, 1,000 pieces, tens of thousands of pieces. Additionally, we have what's called the Caitie Co crew community, and people basically pay $65 a month to be a part of it. We do like weekly Zoom chats with me. I do post that basically anyone in the Caitie Co crew gets the first right to all of our wholesale deals.
Okay.
So there's like a tab in there. It's exclusive wholesale deals. I have a couple awesome suppliers also in there that post deals. So it's really awesome for people looking for inventory, also like safe inventory, because I've been scammed. It's not a fun thing.
Yeah.
And so it's just like it provides like a safe place to source. And then of course, like the community is amazing. We're almost 200 members, which is so awesome. And everyone in there is just so great. So we have like the digital products of like teaching people how I've done it. Like a lot of people for years like begged me to come out with like my story and like my blueprint. So I did come out with all of that, and all of that's linked in my Instagram bio if anyone wants to join. But so yeah, those are my ventures, my wholesale business, which kind of ties into the community, and then live selling, and then yeah.
Just growing a family, living the dream over here. I hear
Yeah.
kids in the background, like the dream.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll take like consulting calls, like stuff like that. I'm an entrepreneur at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah. And I feel like you're the best mix of the community aspect and community personality. So it
Yes.
helps because wholesale, no matter if you're selling on Amazon or this business, it's about like networking and community and building friendships. So
Yes.
I think that's such and another benefit for you is that you're able to do that. Like you had the personality to go and meet people.
Exactly. Community is like so big in live selling. So to have the community where I'm kind of intertwined with all these other live sellers, like it helps me even to speak to other sellers. It's all about like communicating and having the community. And when you are live selling, you're building a community with who you're selling to. So it's just such a huge thing.
Right. I want to talk about, you mentioned you were kind of about to give up and do something else. What did that look like for you in that moment? And where you just thought, I should try this? Was there something that happens? Because I feel like there's a lot of people who sell live or anything. And at the beginning, it's difficult, no matter what business. And I think that's hard to know, when should I keep pressing on and when should I throw in the towel?
I guess when you graduate from high school, it's kind of a pivotal moment of like, what are you going to do with your life? And I guess I just thought, okay, well, realistically, these are the numbers I'm hitting in reselling, which is probably like 30,000 a year. And unless I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, which I could be one day, but it's not happening right now. I'm 17. And I guess I did kind of push that process along because I did graduate early, but I did kind of take that year to kind of like decide. I was still working. I was doing the reselling, like listings, while also nannying. So I was making like decent money. It probably would have equated to like 45,000 a year, but I was living at home and I was just kind of stacking that away. So I was just reviewing all my options really. And then it was probably like 2022 October that my first show was. And it just took off. And I immediately like put in notice at my nannying job. And I was like, I'm going all in with this. And I did. And I
Wow.
moved out in March of that year. I turned 18 in February, moved out in March, got my own apartment. And then after that, I pretty much bought the home that I live in now. And yeah.
What happened during that first show that you were like, this is it?
I made like $1,000 in like an hour or so. And I was like, wow, like this is the tip of the iceberg. Like, seriously.
Right. Wow.
And I had like such a pull. I was like, I want to go live again. I want to do this again. Like, I
Yeah.
can't, like, why would I go make $20 an hour at my other job, or 17 an hour I was making, when
Right.
I could do this? Like, I loved those kids so much. I still keep in contact with them because I'm very maternal. But I was like, I have to follow this, and I did.
Yeah. And I think most people get to that point where you see the potential and you know you have to go all in to like make it what it has to be. You need all the energy and all the time. And so you have
You
to
do.
sacrifice.
Live selling takes a lot of energy. It's hard to do it part time.
I don't like, I could do well at live selling. I feel like if I started now, I would just do live selling
Yeah.
because I really love that community, the networking, talking to people. I'm a professional yapper, but I was surprised after my first couple shows. Mind you, only did a couple shows. I was exhausted mentally, like
Yes.
laying down, like, oh my God, what just happened?
I always say like an 8-hour shift is equivalent to like an hour live selling because the energy that you're putting in for that time is just crazy. And after the live shows, I have such like an adrenaline rush and then it just kind of like crashes. And sometimes I need like a good 15 minutes to myself after finishing a show just to be like, what
Yeah.
just happened? I know it sounds dramatic, but it's like such a real feeling. Like anyone who does live selling knows it's just weird.
And it is such a unique person because you look at the number one fear for most people, public speaking. And then you have this like group of people. I feel like I'm similar. Get this high from it. I really enjoy it. And practice makes perfect. You know, sometimes you walk off, you're like, okay, that wasn't my best work, but you just keep coming back to it. So it's such a unique person that can just keep going back at it.
Yeah, for me, it's like my drug. Like honestly, I love it. I'm like addicted to it. I love it.
So, explain to our listeners who are familiar with Whatnot, probably shop on Whatnot, but are thinking of switching to selling. What goes into it for you? Like, what are the things that you have to focus on before, during, after that really are the biggest parts of the business?
So before is like show prep and making the deals. The biggest portion is obviously making the sales, doing the actual live show. And then after is getting it all packaged up in a decent time and taking it to the post office. It seems like it's a lot and it is, but when you like pull help in and have staff, it's we call it a well-oiled machine. Like we all know what to do, we all know our role. I show up when it's my showtime, everything's ready for me. I love all my staff. We have a great relationship and then they come in the next day and pack it. So it's like just flowing, like pack, do the show, prep the show, all that just over and over and over again.
Yeah, so it seems like consistency probably is a huge part of your success. Do you feel like
Yes.
that's accurate? What other things have attributed to your success on Whatnot?
Well, 100% consistency because, like I said, so much of it is community. And how are you going to build a community if you're not showing up to build that relationship?
Hmm.
So important. And other things that contributed to my success, in some ways, I do like to say people find luck in life and then it's what you do with the luck. So, okay, sure, I was lucky. I was in a situation where I wasn't paying rent. I was living for free, but everyone's given the same opportunities throughout life. Most of the time, not everyone, I guess. Like some people might not have had a good childhood, but there's different points throughout our lives where we will have an opportunity. And it's just kind of what you do with it. And I saw that opportunity and I ran with it and I put literally everything I had into the opportunity. And so that I owe all my success to the 17-year-old girl who like took a chance on it and built what I have today, which is just like so amazing because I feel like a lot of women like have a calling to like want to be a mom. Of course, like I was always very maternal. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be on my own. I wanted independence. I wanted to be financially stable young. It's a really hard economy right now. It's really difficult for people to buy their first home. I mean, I was aware that I might not buy my first home if I'm lucky until my 30s, just with how things are right now. And so I feel like super lucky and yeah, it was just I owe a lot of it to just like my hustle and my drive.
Right. I think when you see the success now in social media, people kind of point to like your age, maybe you were younger, but you're right. We all really do encounter some of those moments where we think, but it's a risk and you have to be
Yeah.
willing to take the risk. And also, people only really are seeing the highlights now, the success, and not
Yes.
seeing the long nights, when you didn't have a team, when you're building it all on your own, the bad purchases and the scams.
Yes, because
So
I have been through the ringer with some of that. And also, like, even the hate, it blew my mind. I don't get nearly as much hate as I did when I was 18, which just used to genuinely, like, shock me to the core because I've always been, I like to think, a genuine, like, sweet, kind person. That's how I was raised. And I would go online and I would see that there were, like, hundreds of comments about me being like, because when I first got into it, also one thing to attribute to like the growth of even like my Instagram following, I spoke a lot about numbers and I was really open and honest about like what I was doing in sales. And I saw this as such a way to motivate like the younger generations. I have a little sister and I just thought, like, I want to share this. I want to share that people can be doing this. Like, I'm getting in on it early. I just felt like a way, like, I felt like that was a calling of mine. I really wanted to talk about it. It didn't come from a place of bragging at all. And I think a lot of like bitter people just took it the wrong way. And they would attack my appearance. They would say I sounded like a man, that it looked like I had a mustache, like all these things. And in some ways I think it would affect my mom more than it affected me because it's like
yes,
it's so awful to hear and it's just like, well, what do you look like, you know? It was just crazy. And of course they're like, keyboard warriors are never going to come under with their name. They'd probably be mortified if I found out who they were. And
right.
so I just could not believe it. And for whatever reason it's like died down, but it was really strong at the beginning. And some days it made me feel like I wanted to quit. Now I feel like my name's known. Please talk about me.
Yeah.
But at first, it really hurt my feelings. Like when you're 18 years old, like those things can really
Right.
damage your like mental health and make you think that like something is wrong with you. And to those women, and men, I say shame on you. But
Absolutely. Go to
it's so
therapy.
embarrassing.
Go
Yeah,
to therapy. And that is so real that it hurt your mom. Because that's my mom. I'll get on Facebook and I'm like, who's yelling in the comments? It's my mom. She's commenting back to all the haters. And I have to text her, like, I don't care. Relax. Like, it's
I know. I
something
even had friends that would be like, "You're just mad," and I'm like, "Just don't. Like, it's okay. It's okay.
yeah. But that's such a real part of live selling that kind of can get overlooked is it will test all of your insecurities.
It
You
will."
know,
And you're
because
putting your life up there, so you
yeah,
have to really. It's hard, and I have like I really have to think what I'm gonna share in terms of like my daughter when she's here, just to protect her peace. Because heaven forbid someone says something about her, it's
right.
game
Now you
over.
know. Now you know your mom's
I
in
will find out who you are.
love. That's so real. And you really do. You come into that, you like, and you're obviously so maternal already. I think that was something I was not. And I had kids young. I like grew up with my kids. Now I'm super protective, but you will find like that fierceness. Like it's just a whole
Yes,
nother level, but it comes out in all of your business. It's like just an amazing bloom of your personality when you have a
yeah,
daughter, things that you never knew. So I love that. And then you get to see how your mom feels when someone's
I
talking about
know.
you. You're
I
going to get,
know.
I
I'm
will
like,
find you.
it's crazy because I'm only 18 weeks pregnant, but I literally feel like I want to protect her with like everything in me. Like I get scared to go get in the car. Like I'm afraid to like put myself in any situation that could end up with me with not even me being hurt. I don't care if I get hurt. It's like her, and I'm just like obsessed with her. I'm so
Yeah.
obsessed.
Well, I think with the digital age, you have to like think of all these extra precautions when you put yourself out there because it's crazy. I've removed my children from most of my social medias, but parents and kids at their school have found me, and so they'll send stuff to the kids, and if that's just like something you don't always foresee,
Hmm.
happening, and like, well, I don't want you to be offended or hurt or embarrassed, all those extra things now with social
Yes,
media. It really all comes back, like, even though I remove their face,
I know.
it's such an interesting.
Yeah, social media is like forever.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to Whatnot because I'm sure people are like, what are they yapping about? Their
Yeah.
children. But how did you? I'm just interested on the insecurity part because I feel like I hear that a lot from people who say like they want to do social media, they want to do live selling, and they are thinking about their looks, their weight, the way they sound. That's a big one. What
Hmm.
advice do you have for people who just have that fear?
I mean, I don't really love the way I sound, and also people love to talk about the way I sound, and also my voice is like raspy because I literally talk all day long.
Right,
Like this baby will have no question about who the mom is when it comes out
right,
because I talk all day long. Live set like everything I do. You honestly just have to get over that though and put yourself out there. You just have to accept it. If you don't like listening to your voice, don't watch your videos back. Just edit them and post them. I don't sit there and watch my videos back all the time because there's just no point. But obviously, like people like them. So who cares? I just think people are really hard on themselves and you have to put that aside. Like you really do. Not and also like to the weight thing or how you look. Do we ever really like 100% how we look? No, we
right,
don't. Especially like women, we have a harder time with that. We're constantly comparing ourselves on social media. Also, to that point, I say that half of social media is fake in terms of like women are editing their bodies, they're editing their photos. Like, it's not real. That's not what a real body looks like. She probably hasn't eaten in 3 days. And just like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I look pregnant when I'm not pregnant and I eat breakfast. So, I mean, it's like, it's just, it can be unrealistic. I try to at least have the outlook of my social media of being really real and authentic. And the beauty of social media is you can follow who you want to follow and you can block
right,
who you want to block and you can restrict who you want to block. And I just choose to post content that I think I would want to watch.
right. No, I totally agree. And some of it is just doing it and getting over it. And you're right, we have unrealistic expectations.
We
I'm
do.
always telling myself when I do something dumb, like on a live call, like, oh yeah, I'm human. Like, what did you expect? I would say the wrong thing. Of course,
Exactly.
I don't get mad at my kids when they do all their craziness. I'm like, yes, you're learning, you're growing. It's not a big deal. So I think, yeah, being able to have some grace with yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to talk about how you scaled from starting to hitting $10 million. That took a lot. And you talk about making bad purchases and getting scammed. Let's start with the scams though, because that's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard because like when you're sending money to people and sometimes I'll always say the contract is only as good as the two people signing it. So I've definitely had instances where I have literally lost the money and I just had to bite the bullet because it just wasn't worth fighting to protect my peace. And yeah, it's just it is like it can be like a really scary business. And my like Caitie Co crew community, I just filmed a ton of videos talking about like how to protect yourself from scams because there are things you can do, but it's just it's like a shady business and like the wholesale buying it can be. So you just have to be careful. I think, the more knowledge you get in the business and the older you get, like you don't make as many mistakes.
Yeah. Do
But
you feel like trade shows have helped you? Is that something? Because like ASD just happened and Whatnot was there, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Is that something?
I've never been to a trade show. I don't think it's worth going to. I always say that. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I have my suppliers that I love and I trust and I'm like, I'm happy. I know they're not going to scam me. I'm good and I'm sticking with them.
Yeah. But it took a while though to find those right
It
ones.
does. Like it really does. Yeah, it's you got to really fight to find good people in the world.
Well, you're right. Like any a lot of people can do this. I don't want to say anybody on the wholesale side. Anyone can say like, "Oh, I have all this stuff." And then how many people have we seen on social media get their pallet and it's garbage?
The
Um,
transparency isn't there or sometimes they just don't even send it.
right. And so finding the diamonds is definitely going to take
some
Some
time.
practice. Yeah, some time. So,
And in the past, when I did lose money, it was really frustrating. But the biggest thing, if that does happen to someone, is you just have to get up, and like that can't be the end all be all. You have to get up and keep working.
right. How were you able to scale financially? Like this, it hasn't been that long of a time since you started to go from zero. Like that took money and
Yeah.
you quit your job. I mean, your job probably couldn't have supported like the
Yeah.
buying habits, what you're doing. So realistically, but for people listening who do want to scale, how were you able to like make those jumps?
So I had saved like a decent amount of money throughout high school. And
Okay.
then I just kind of compounded. Like, I didn't take out a loan. No one helped me. My parents didn't give me money, nothing like that. I had pretty much the same opportunity of anyone else at that age. It was all my money that I had worked and earned myself because I had gotten a job when I was 16 and I worked from then and continued to do reselling. When I was like making money from reselling in high school, I was buying the cheapest things at the thrift store because I didn't have the money to spend thousands and thousands of inventory every week. So I would buy like the 25 cent, 50 cent racks out, and and I had different ways of making. I would sell to ThreadUp. I would pack up boxes of stuff and send it to ThreadUp when that stuff was booming. And then I would list stuff on Poshmark. And I just didn't put myself into debt. I always tell people, like, don't put yourself into like crazy debt to get started in reselling because it's not necessary. Just compound, compound, compound. And that's what I did until I eventually scaled up to a $10 million business. But I mean, it's literally simple math. It's like I started with 2,000, turned it into 4,000, took that, reinvested it, and continued and continued. And it's not like I set out in my mind, oh, I want to do 10 million in sales. I just show up every day and give everything my all, and naturally the rest flows.
Right. You have such amazing work ethic. Like
Yeah.
that's you just have great parents, a great upbringing too. Like that's fully on you, your work ethic. But to like you were in high school working, saving money, like those are amazing qualities to start life with.
Yes. I do have really awesome parents.
That's amazing that
And
you
it's like not in the way that they gave me handouts, but in the way they taught me what my work ethic was. And I
right.
do come from a family of entrepreneurs, so that helps too.
Honestly, it's like in the water, entrepreneurship. People do not get it, but if it's in you, that's all you can see anywhere you go. You're like, that could be business. Hey, you should like I was talking to somebody last night, like, let's figure out what you're doing next with your life. I mean, there's lots of ways to make money. You see
Yes.
opportunity everywhere.
There is opportunity everywhere. And the one thing I always say is there's so much money in the world. So think about how you can get it.
Mm, wow. So you feel like it was work ethic, opportunity, and obviously that training growing up of like I'm investing this, I'm not just going to make it and go blow it on a new car.
No, I'm like stingy with my money. Like I
Good.
really just I drove my Jeep that my parents. So when I was 16, I had gotten my first car. It was like a $5,000 Volkswagen, like old car, whatever. And then my parents did buy me that, which I was grateful for. And then it came time for me to get a new car because your first car is normally not the best car ever. So my dad like helped me like he helped me buy this car, but I still paid at least like $5,000 of my own money to get the new car I did. I got that when I was probably 17. I drove that all the way up until like 6 months ago when I finally bought a new car. And I didn't get anything crazy. I got a Tesla, like, and I got it because so I wouldn't have to pay for gas. Like,
Right.
and I'm just not like a splurger. I'm like kind of tight with my money because I know I'm gonna want it one day later. I want to enjoy my money more later. There's certain things I do splurge on. Like I do splurge on food because I don't like to cook and I find that if I don't waste the hour cooking, I can spend that hour making money. But as for like big purchases, no, I didn't go buy like a Lamborghini or anything crazy. And anything that I have bought, like investment, like homes and all things that are good purchases and I can get my money
Right.
back out of.
Right. That's and when you look at social media, you see that fake noise of like usually guys posing in front of expensive cars and you're like, why would you do that with your money? Like if that's actually your car, what a terrible investment.
I know. I just can't. I feel like it's such wasted money.
Yeah. Okay. So if somebody is looking to get started in live selling, or what I see is a lot of my Amazon sellers, they want to start that business and just like have somebody else kind of facilitate it and take over it. Um, what are some tips to help them get started?
Um, well, you want to decide if you're going to be the streamer or not, I guess, first. I do recommend that there's a lot of live sellers that pay so much to their streamers that it has to really affect their margins. I also feel like if you're going to get into this business, you really have to be moved by it. And the best way to get your sales up and build a brand is by you being the face. You'll notice that all the other sellers that do have sellers under them, when they're the one selling, the business owner, they pull in way better numbers.
Mm,
So if I'm selling, I'm going to have a way higher sold than if I had someone else selling the same exact product
mm,
always. It's the same way my husband, he does live shows for me sometimes, and he does not pull the numbers I do. He pulls numbers, but it's not the same because they want to see me. Like my business is Caitie Co. I am Caitie. Like they want me. And so you've got to like get ready to build a brand. Don't feel like you have to go into debt. Start out small. I always tell people like start with what's in your closet. Start with what's in your house. Like sell through that and then decide if it's even something you want to do. I feel like people will see it, decide they want to get started, and then they put themselves into debt. So look at the resources, look at what other people are doing. The best way to learn is by watching. If you can purchase like an affordable like course of some sort just to like learn, I recommend doing it. That's why we only charge $100 for ours. I literally put like months of time into building it out, but it really for me like wasn't about making money off of it. I just wanted to get like my time out of it for what I put in to make it, and genuinely help people because there was a lot of things that I lost money in like starting the business,
right.
and I want to help people not do that. So I genuinely like believe anyone buying my course is going to save themselves thousands of dollars from just stupid mistakes that I made. And then you just have to know that like when you're creating a business, like you are going to mess up sometimes. It's not going to be perfect, and we are only human. So we're humans creating businesses, and it can't always be perfect because what's the fun in that? But yeah, it's and another thing is like you don't necessarily have to go buy a warehouse. You don't I literally sold out of an apartment for my first year, and then for the other year of it, I was selling out of a house and I was still doing millions in sales both years. 1,000 square foot apartment, I still did over 1 million in sales. And then from the house, and obviously the more space I had, the more money I made. But I mean, still, like you can do this anywhere, literally. I'll go on vacation and still sell, and my team will be at home packing the orders.
Wow. That was amazing advice, and I think it's important to connect with people you can trust, and that's why I almost said Caitlin, but do you go by Caitie?
I go by Caitlin. I okay, I
Okay,
always say that this is my Hannah Montana. So like
I love
Caitlin is Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana is Caitie.
that. Okay.
And I love being Caitie when I'm on live because that's like so the name Caitie Co, I came up with it when I was 12 years old. My grandfather called me Katie Bug, and I was just obsessed with like co's. Like I remember I would go to this toy store. This just shows my age at the time. It was like Toys and Co. Like, and
Mhm.
I was like, I love that. I want to be a co. And so it was just like, and Caitlin Co didn't flow, so I was like, okay. And my grandfather had just passed away that year, so I think it was just like fresh on my mind, like that I was like, he called me Katie. He was the only one that called me Katie. Otherwise, my nickname was more so like Kate growing up. So he was the only one that called me Katie, and he called me Katie Bug. So I was like, okay, well, Caitie Co. Like this just like flows. And
Yeah.
so it is very much my name, and it was named after me. Um, but yeah, that's kind of
I
like,
love that you can differentiate the personalities you need too in different spaces because I
yeah.
think that's can also protect your peace.
Yeah, you can. And it's not that they don't all know my name is Caitlin. And I
Right.
sometimes will say, oh, I'm Caitlin, I'm Caitie. But sometimes it's just like I get so used to everyone that I do deals with and stuff, like they call me Caitie. And so when I talk to them, I'm like, hey, it's Caitie. And it doesn't feel weird. It would feel weird if like my mom or dad was like Caitie. I'd be like
What is
anyone who knows me personally would never call me Caitie. That would be like super weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's important. What I was saying is there are like the wholesale business can be very shady. And
it can.
so connecting with Caitlin, getting in her community is a way to connect with the right people,
Yeah.
saving you so like everything costs money, right? But think of all that's saved when you connect with the right people early on. Like that could really make or break a business if people can't rebound from a huge loss. So
Yeah.
that can be like a huge step in the right direction. Also, special shout out, Caitlin will be in Miami at Miami
Yes.
Seller Conference. I am really looking forward to that. I feel like we're gonna have the best time.
I know.
Miami's like who would say no to that?
I
Being at
know. I
the
couldn't. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love talking with people. I love networking. And so I'm like definitely really excited for it.
That's amazing. So we are going to post all of Caitlin's links below so you can find her on Instagram, find her community, the course, and go check her out. Join everything that she's doing, or at least follow her on social media. She's amazing vibe personality every day. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the
Yes.
time.
Yes, of course.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode. Until next time, bye.
Bye.